Hi everyone, this is Raina from Startup Town Girl. I want to talk to you today about the pros and cons of taking other people's money, or OPM, not to be confused with OPM, um, but here we go. So the pros of taking VC or angel money are that if you need to scale quickly, if you need to gain market share rapidly, maybe you've got competitors that are biting at your heels or biting at the heels of the market, or maybe there's a significant first mover advantage in the market, which money can help you to speed up to reach. Then, um, you know, getting that money can and taking that investment can be very valuable. Um, Another thing is if you need the mentorship, and the only way you can really buy the guidance and mentorship is by selling equity for it in your company, then it could potentially be worth it for you for the right mentorship. This is smart money. This isn't just taking money. If you're taking money along with mentorship, that's considered smart money, and that's really what you want to do if you're going to take VC. However, the cons of taking other people's money um, are definitely worth. Oh! There's another advantage. Uh, another there's another advantage to um, taking other people's money, which I think is less legitimate than the others, but still exists in the minds of many entrepreneurs, and that is establishing credibility. So, if you have backing from the top angels or top VCs, you are going to get noticed. You're more likely to get uh, more attention than you otherwise would have, which on a personal level you might be able to leverage in future deals as well. So, um, you know, getting that attention or having that notoriety behind you attached to your name, a lot of entrepreneurs want. I think they might want that for more selfish reasons, for more long-term reasons, or let me say they might want that for ego reasons, which I guess you have to decide if that's worth it to you. But that is one reason, and it is an advantage, some think, to getting VC or outside investment. Um, there are cons. There are definite disadvantages to taking other people's money. First of all, it's as if, the saying is you're in bed with your investors. In a mentorship sense, maybe their mentorship isn't so great. Maybe it's annoying. Maybe, the partnership just isn't that great. And having to deal with that other person or those other people could be difficult. Also, if you're not hitting your milestones that the VCs have established, they will probably put the heat on you, be breathing down your neck to meet your milestones, and that pressure may be a good thing, or it may not be. So that's something you have to decide. But it won't feel nice to have other people breathing down your neck. If you're like me, then you already feel a lot of pressure to succeed as it is, and you don't necessarily need that pressure coming from other places if it's not the supportive kind of pressure, so to speak. Also, if you're giving up ownership of your company, along with that, you're giving up rights to do what you want with your company if you don't fully own it, right? So if you lose enough ownership to your company that your own best interests aren't being supported, then you may get ousted from the company by VCs. This is usually in subsequent rounds of investing when you have multiple investors coming in. So let me say that again. Of course, you're giving up ownership. You're giving up, of course, when you give up, of course, when you're selling equity in your company to an investor, you're giving up ownership and control of your company. And the more control you give up, the more likely it is that, the other parties will do something that you won't like. This means that, I guess in one of the most severe cases, you could get ousted from your own company. And they could potentially, choose to, sink the investment and do what they can to just get it off their books. Or just oust you from the company. Or, make your share of the company, cram down your share of the company, to where, you're a founder, but you don't actually own that much of your own company, and that's possible. So it's important to remember that you can mitigate some of these effects. Now, when you're negotiating a term sheet with a VC, you want to remember that they're going to want a board seat, which is fine. That's reasonable, and they're not going to do the deal if they don't get a board seat, more than likely. So, but you want to structure your board in such a way that that's not a disadvantage to you. So boards should be comprised of an odd number of people. You say there are 3 entities on the board. The company, if you're the CEO, that's going to be you on the board, the VC, and then a strategic investor that both you and the VC agree upon. So then you've got a balanced board. You've got on one side your opinions, on the other side the VCs, and then another entity in the middle that could add value and help things become more balanced. So the VCs will often suggest who that might be, and you just want to make sure that that's it's someone that you want as well. That's really important when you're giving up voting rights essentially to your company. There are observer spots on the board. Someone just sits in and participates and advises, but they don't actually get any rights to make decisions in your company. In my opinion, don't mess with it. Advisors potentially, but observing board seats, don't mess with it. So there are some advantages and disadvantages of taking other people's money, and some mitigations in structuring your deals, structuring your deal with VCs for that. So we'll talk more another time about term sheet structures and some things to remember. Thanks. Thanks for watching Startup Town Girl. See you soon. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.